starting the record and going through the process of writing, I was more inspired to not do anything for the first time. And it's probably the most introspective outing for me so far. I wanted to let people in. I think there was a lot of feeling on this project of just letting go and letting things be just what they are. I don't think I started out with a definite goal in mind outside of having this project, having these experiences to work on new music, and bring that forward. And then, my reflecting on what was going on with my life at that time, I think is reflected in the way I, played the music and the music I wrote. Like, what is this prayer for? Remember the Rain. Those two tunes in particular were very reflective of things that were going on, changes that were happening, and just embracing change, just going along for the experience. There's a pulse to this music, but the ebb and the flow of the pulse is more in keeping with just the way life flows. And that's what Shayari is about. When it feels good, when it feels honest, when it feels sincere, when it feels like you're not trying to make something, but you're just trying to go along. And that's kind of how the title came about too. Poetry was more about the magic that kind of happened and being able to sit back on the back end as we're mixing and mastering and go, oh man, oh yeah, we got to go with this take. We really wanted to put something together that would capture the saxophone in my sound more from as a melodic instrument, like as a voice, and not so much a big band sort of sound. This is sort of like coming full circle for me, coming back to doing something in this more intimate setting with just the saxophone and the piano, and then adding other instruments. That's something that I always aspired to do, and this was just the right time, the right people. It was gonna give me a chance to say what I wanted to say. As Michael and I continued to put the record together, we started having conversations about textures, colors that we could add to things that might enhance the sound of those two instruments. We had a few ideas for things that we wanted to do together, and then we started to expand upon that. Things that we thought we'd like to try that might not be your standard instrumentation. I called on all the usual suspects, people that I love, that I know were gonna be down with me trying to do something different, and they were gonna be open to whatever experience was gonna happen. We're gonna go into the studio and we were gonna build something. The main folks on this record, for me, Michael Cain, orchestrator, producer. He's laying it out for me to just fly and soar. Jack DeJohnette, master of the music. He's gonna bring an energy to the table that's just gonna take things to another level. Regina Carter, I asked her to play this line on this old song of mine, of Kindred Souls, and it just felt like the blues revisited. Soulful, such a beautiful sound. The blues just comes in the room as soon as she starts to play. My main man, Christian McBride, the sound of the bass. He epitomizes the sound of the bass. Gilmar, Gomes, he played on my last CD, such a beautiful, intuitive musician. When you have great musicians around you, you don't have to worry about a whole lot except, showing up and bringing your heart, and just putting it out there, Going through that experience was really what I was trying to document. Working together to put together what, is the final product was really organic. All of that I feel sort of lended itself to ultimately to the title of the CD, Shayari, loosely translated to mean poetry. For me, performing is a blessing, to be in a space and share something that's so bright and so fun. And for me, when I get in the opportunity to share that with an audience and see, what they get from it, that's always exciting. You never know what it's going to be on every given night. The audience is going to sort of dictate in some way, what's going to happen, and you just want to try to be, as best as you can, that conduit to say, well, just let me share this experience with you. Sometimes you got to give the love. Sometimes the love is coming at you, and when that's all flowing from beginning to end, a sharing experience. I've been really fortunate to play with people and work with people that are constantly trying to push the envelope of music and take it in new directions. Being around these people and being in that energy all the time really gave me the courage to jump into this project, to just open up to just playing the horn and letting that be the soul. Not really trying to surround myself with a lot of texture, but just keep it really simple and see how much I can draw from really simple elements that make music happen. My early influences in the music were my first music teachers, my parents, you know, the lead-off track on the CD I wrote for my mom, Waltz for Gwen. You know, people that just were so loving and supportive of me playing music and having fun, expanding my imagination at an early age. You know, I'm really grateful for that. I think that was the essential element that got me, you know, that kept me doing what I'm doing today. Shayari is not like the other CDs at all. This is definitely a sit and listen kind of CD. You know, Sonic Tonic was groove and mood and an expansion of sound. This is more intimate, come and sit and relax. Shayari is like an alter ego, for example, to what Sonic Tonic may be. There's always going to be the jump up in me, you know, from the islands. I'm always going to revisit that. The most exciting part about the last couple of years, you know, playing with the Saturday Night Live band, you know, has been, like, I can't say it any other way than a dream come true, you know, to walk into a band like that with all those legends. When they turn on those lights at 11:30 on Saturday night, it's for real, and you feel that energy. You know, working with the SNL band, Yerba Buena, Christian McBride's band, Meshell Ndegeocello, Spirit Music, in the last several years. You know, all that has been something that I feel has been really on the cutting edge and given me a chance to really explore my voice and have fun. Again, all situations where that element that I always heard in music that got me excited about it as a kid, you know, I could express that. You know, professionally, I felt like it was a marriage of my enthusiasm with love for music, my passion for music as a kid, with my my professional career after many years on the scene, and through them, you know, I felt like I could move off into this different direction now with this new CD and do something that was different.